everyone, this is Javelin from English Tutor Hub and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at listening and speaking practice about my new neighbor. So let's start. Look and practice. Practice saying with your friend using the following patterns below. Who is that man? Who is that man? So we have here a question word who followed by the verb to be is. So this who and is, we can contract this to make it one word to become whose. Okay? So what happens to the letter that we omit or delete? This becomes whose that man. So who is becomes whose, and we omit the letter I and join S to a question word who. And what happened to the letter that we omit or delete? We replace apostrophe to make it one word. That is contraction. We contract the two words who and is to make it one word. So it's easy for you to say. Instead of saying, who is that man? You have to say, who's that man? Alright? So it is easy to say who's compared to who is that man to make it more natural, to make it flowing. Alright? So who's that man? And you are going to reply, he is my neighbor. So again, we have here a pronoun he followed by a verb to be is. So these two, he and is, we can contract this to make it one word, his. And again, what you're gonna do with the I here, we omit or delete letter I and replace letter I with an apostrophe. So this becomes his. Instead of saying he is my neighbor, you have to say, or you would say, he's my neighbor. Alright? So instead of saying who is that man, you could say who's that man? And you will reply, instead of saying he is my neighbor, you could say he's my neighbor. So it's flowing. It looks more natural. Okay? Okay, next. Do you know his name? Do you know his name? No, he is new here. No, you have to pause a few seconds and continue. No, he is new here because you have here a comma that signals you to pause. Alright? Signals a short pause. No, he is new here. Another, he has just moved in that house. He has just moved in that house. Do you know how old he is? Do you know how old he is? I think he is the same age as I. Or you could say here, I think he's the same age as I. Have you already met him? Have you already met him? No, not yet. Again, you have to make a short pause here. No, not yet. He looks nice. He looks nice. So these are the things that you need to practice saying with your friend and others. Oral drill. So I am going to read first the dialogue or a short conversation. You listen carefully. This is the situation. Jill and Ron are talking about a newcomer. So Jill asked, "Who's that man?" And Ron replied, "He's my new neighbor. He moved here last week." And Jill, "What's his name?" Ron, "Sorry, I don't know. I have never met him." Jill, "He looks friendly." And Ron, "That's right. He smiled at me yesterday. I would like to know him. So let's go and talk to him." This time around, I am going to read it again. You repeat after me. Who's that man? He's my new neighbor. He moved here last week. What's his name? Sorry, I don't know. I have never met him. He looks friendly. That's right. He smiled at me yesterday. I would like to know him. So let's go and talk to him. Now let's move on to answering the comprehension questions. There are 5 questions for you to answer, and you have 5 seconds before I'm gonna give the answer for each question. If you think 5 seconds is not enough, you can pause the video and start it again when you are ready. So let's start. Question number 1. Answer. Does Ron know his neighbor? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Since the answer here is negative, it is no, we have to add not after the verb does. No, he doesn't. And we use does because our subject is singular. It's only one person, which is Ron. So, does Ron know his neighbor? Since he doesn't know his neighbor, the answer here is negative. This is a negative answer. No, he doesn't, or no, he does not. Again, we contract does not. Alright? And what happened to the letter that we omit? We replace letter O with an apostrophe. Alright? So this is a negative sentence. No, he doesn't. We use does here because of our subject, which is singular, he, that refers to Ron. Alright? If Ron know his neighbor, what is your answer here? Your answer is positive. Instead of saying no, you have to say yes, he does. Period. Yes, he does, without not. That is if Ron know his neighbor. Do you understand, guys? Next. Answer. Do Jill and Ron know his name? No, they don't. So again, Here, as you can see, in number 1 question, we have here the verb does. Why does? Because our subject is singular. Only one, which is Ron. So we have to use does. And in the second question, we have here do. Why is do? Because our subject is already plural, which are Jill and Ron. So we have to use do. Do Jill and Ron know his name? Since they don't know the name of their neighbor, of course, they would say no. So we refer they to Jill and Ron. And we would say, no, they don't. So again, this is a negative answer. No, they don't. All right? You couldn't say, no, they doesn't. No, because our subject is plural, Jill and Ron. So, no, they don't. Supposing Jill and Ron know his name, how would they say? How do they say their answer? They would say, do Jill and Ron know his name? If they know the answer, if they know the name of their neighbor, they would say, yes, yes, they do, without not. And the answer is positive. If positive, you will say, yes, they do. All right? Since they don't know the name of their neighbor, they would say, no, they don't. Negative answer. Question number 3. Answer. Who looks friendly? The new neighbor. Number 4. Answer. Would Jill like to meet him? Yes, she does. All right. So, as you can see here, guys, yes, she does. Because Jill would like to meet him. Jill would like to meet the new neighbor. So, the answer is positive. Yes, she does. If Jill doesn't like to meet her neighbor, what is your answer? It is negative. You would say, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. That is if Jill doesn't know the neighbor, the name of their new neighbor. All right? And question number 5, last question. Answer. What are Jill and Ron going to do? What are Jill and Ron going to do? They will go and talk to him. Right? They will go and talk to him. So here, as you observe, we have here a verb to be are because our subject is plural, which are Jill and Ron. So we have to use here are. What are Jill and Ron going to do? So instead of repeating the name Jill and Ron, we have to use a plural pronoun they. They will go and talk to him. Alright? So that's the end, guys. I hope you understand it. And you have to work in pairs to practice the conversation. Okay? And if you enjoyed this video, please share it in social media. And if you want To get a full transcript of this lesson, you can go to official website englishtutorhub.com, and there are also a lot of useful stuff that you might interested in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and let me know your thoughts and questions. Love to hear from you. Thank you very much.